Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. You got your host Andrade and Irwin back at it again. He's bobbing your head like that. Drop a like and a sub before we get into it. And today, guys, we're going to talk about the Houston Rockets and Daryl Morey.
Shit, their organization cracks me up because shit, man. It just hasn't
Man,
been
that
working
organization been cracking me up.
It's a good organization. They just haven't been able to get over the hump.
The hump of all humps.
The Golden State hump.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, as you guys already know, Daryl Morey stepped down.
Step down.
Quote unquote. I think he just low-key got fired. And I guess the Rockets, out of respect, because let's give them some respect. While they weren't able to win that championship, they did have, one of the winningest teams.
Yeah, yo, you know how winning of a team they had?
Yeah, tell us.
Look at this. During his tenure as GM for the Houston since 2007, guys. So he's been on this squad in this organization for more than a decade.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't even know that. I knew he had been on for years. I didn't know it was more than a decade. That's incredible, to be honest, because GMs they're not like coaches that they change as often, but it's the close. NBA, type. And since 2007, he had posted the second most wins in the NBA behind only the Spurs. And since the blockbuster trade of bringing MVP James Harden, he had posted the third best record behind only the Spurs and Golden State Warriors.
Hey, look, all credit. You won, but
in the regular season.
Exactly. At the end of the day, in the NBA is how many championships have you gotten me?
How many titles?
Exactly.
How many chips?
And look, it might not be fair, but it's a business, and
I mean, that's what he's working for too.
Exactly.
It's just like, bro, whatever you were doing wasn't working.
It wasn't working well enough. It was innovative. It's kind of it's kind of like the same thing with Mike D'Antoni. He's a good coach, but
finish.
He just hasn't been able to get over the hump. And you know what happens if you can't get over the hump? You're not gonna keep the job.
Yeah, like this. Daryl Morey leaving the Rockets, his legacy isn't going to be winning championships, obviously, but he did leave a legacy. Yeah. And it wasn't just on the Rockets. It was on the entire NBA league. He is probably at the forefront, if not the singular catalyst of really how adopting analytics into the game of basketball and into NBA teams on a pro level.
He's the basketball version of Billy Beane with the Oakland A's, with the whole Moneyball concept. Mm-hmm. Look, it helped maintain the Rockets, and being relevant, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, and I'm not worried for the guy. This is a really smart guy. This guy went to MIT.
Oh yeah, he'll get a job somewhere else.
Think about that shit. Yeah, and I don't know if we'll see him back in the NBA as a GM. I wouldn't be surprised if he is. I'm not saying he's not going to.
He will.
But I wouldn't be surprised if instead he starts doing other ventures, because he already was into other ventures. He's a big spokesperson for esports, and then he would co-host the MIT Sloan Sports Analytics Conference. So this guy's already got his hands dipped in several things, even League of Legends Championship Series. Think about that, guys. The guy has a team. Yeah, that's a league. I don't even game, but I know what league is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
see the commercials all the time.
Yeah, so he stepped down. I think, like what Irwin said, the Rockets probably gave him an ultimatum, look, we can formally fire you, or you can, step down and, no negative publicity, not publicity, but negative attachment to your leave of absence from this position. But
let me ask you, with this going on, does this further conclude that the Rockets are going to tear this shit apart and just trade everybody except Harden?
Bro, that's... Remember when we did the Rockets team profile? Mm-hmm. I said that this year was the last year that this Rockets formation was going to stand. Mm-hmm. And if they don't, and I didn't think they would, win the championship or get very far, because I'm not a big believer in the strategies that they were implementing since the Golden State days. It kind of just worked out. Although I think Mike D'Antoni was the biggest thing to do. Because I'm not a big believer in D'Antoni being a good postseason coach. I think he's a phenomenal regular season coach. But as a postseason, the guy just Isaiah Thomas said this once. Like, he's a really good coach, but the thing that hinders him possibly is the fact that D'Antoni wants to win his way, and he's not open to adapting to other ways. Daryl Murray might be the same way, where like he wants to achieve that chip doing the analytics route instead of like, you know what, maybe I should implement some of the analytics, but go more with like traditional basketball operations strategies. And I think this is a good move for the Rockets overall.
Hey, look,
I wouldn't be surprised if Harden leaves in like a few years after this, though.
look, it wasn't working. There's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this shit was definitely broken. So
Exactly, it needed to be done.
What do you got to do? You got to try and fix it.
I'm kind of surprised though that they let go of Daryl the same year they let go of D'Antoni. You know what I mean?
No,
I feel like D'Antoni was a big enough move to then like, okay, let's see what we give at least one more year, because they still got Harden, and technically as of this recording, they still got Westbrook.
I'm not surprised. It kind of seems like the owners want a fresh start. They want the GM and they want the coach to be aligned.
I mean, the rumors are that Westbrook might get traded
to the Knicks.
Bro, I don't know if that'll end up happening. I could definitely see Westbrook on the Knicks, but somewhere else.
Look, man, the Knicks need to worry about getting James Dolan out of fucking New York. But
that's facts.
That's just my opinion. Hey, if you ban me from Madison Square Garden, so be it, man. You guys have a dumpster fire of a franchise.
I'm okay with missing those games.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, man. But anyways, guys, look, man, we appreciate the love and the hate.
Oh, wait, one thing I want to point out real quick. One props I want to give to Daryl Morey, besides the analytics innovation, is one thing I don't see enough people giving him credit for. There are some people, like Nick Wright gives him a lot of credit for this, but Nick Wright and him are friends. Like, they openly say this all the time.
They're boys?
Yeah, like, they're boys. A big credit for Daryl Morey as a GM is that guy during the GSW dynasty, when everybody was like, you know what, let's just lay low and let the Warriors wave right out, and then we'll start competing. Daryl Morey was like, nah, fuck that. I got Harden on my team right now. Like, let's just go in for the kill. He has like that Pat Riley mentality, you know what I mean? Like, no, we're not gonna tank. Like, we're gonna keep going and going and going and going at it and try to go and beat this dynasty. So that's major props to Daryl for that. And
they got close.
And they got close. And a lot of people were like, oh, what if this wouldn't happen? I always believed that Golden State was never going to fall to the Rockets, to be honest. But I give him so much props to like just being able to have that mentality. That's that dog mentality. That's that hustle mentality. And like, that's an important thing in the GM as well. So on top of that, with the analytics thing, yeah, we'll see where Daryl goes from here. I have high hopes for him, though.
Hey, we'll see what happens, guys. As you guys already know, we're on Insta, we're on Twitter, and we are on TikTok on Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball.
Yes, sir.
We'll catch you guys soon. As of now, later.
Take care.